Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today we're going to be talking about some really interesting things. Of course, I got to preface the fact that I am not recording with my usual microphone. I'm recording on my phone right now because I'm in kind of like this weird situation where I just don't have access to my microphone. So yeah, I'm not at home right now, and basically I'm just doing this recording in a somewhat secluded location. But with that being said, let's just get started. Hopefully the audio is fine for you guys, but right off the bat here we have the valuable book EX promos. Definitely very interesting because we are getting some new cards. So the first card we have right here is called Curse of Dragon, the Magical Night Dragon, a level 5 Dark Dragon fusion effect monster, 2000 attack and 1500 defense. Materials require 1 warrior monster and 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster, and you can only use this card's first effect per turn. First effect, if this card is fusion summoned, you could target one spell trap that lists the card name Gaia the Dragon Champion in its text in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Second effect, if you would fusion summon a level 7 dragon monster, you can also use monsters from your graveyard as materials by banishing them. It's not bad, it's not particularly the most amazing cards. I mean, it's just another variant of Curse of Dragon, but even so, I don't mind it. The artwork does look pretty nice though. Now the second card we have here is called Pile Armed Dragon. Very nice, of course, very exciting to see some Armed Dragon support, but it's a level 7 Wind Dragon effect monster, 2800 attack and 1000 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, you could send one dragon monster that is either wind or level 7 or higher from your hand to the graveyard, except this card. Special summon this card from your hand. Not too bad, I mean it's pretty nice anyway. I think the effect to special summon itself is definitely going to be better than the dragon rulers, I think. Second effect, you could send one armed dragon monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, except itself, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. You can only attack with one monster for the rest of this turn. Also, the target gains 300 attack times the level of the monster sent. I don't really like that effect for the fact that you just got restricted really heavily, which means unless you're going for your final attack to actually win, it's just not something that I see to be really amazing. As an overall, these two particular cards, while they're exciting with new artwork, with support for their respective decks, both with Gaia or Curse of Dragon and also the Armed Dragon archetype, I don't think that they're particularly amazing. As an overall, they're a bit too lackluster for me. However, moving on here, we have a new card called the Urs Arctic Departure. Now, if you guys actually remember with the Urs Arctic, we actually talked about that particular deck, and it was called something else. I think it was called the BST or something, which was definitely a better name, but hey, we'll just have to go with the Urs Arctic for now, which is definitely unfortunate for the naming, but hey, there's a new card now, and that is quite interesting because the main deck itself hasn't even come out yet, so yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. But essentially, so this one here is called Arctic Departure in the OCG, and if it's translated to English, then it's going to be the Urs Arctic Departure, which again, I'm still not used to that particular naming. It's a normal spell card, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn. So for the first effect, you could discard one card, add 2 Urs Arctic monsters from your deck to your hand. That's pretty nice. I actually like that alone, and you know what, if that was the only effect, I would actually be quite happy. However, with that being said, the second effect is if you attribute a monster to activate an Urs Arctic monster effect, you could banish this card from your graveyard instead. You cannot use this effect during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. I mean, that's okay, of course, because the first effect alone is already quite amazing. The fact that it has an additional effect, I think that's quite a bonus. It's definitely going to speed up the deck quite a bit. However, moving on here, we have another promo card as well for Shonen Jump. That would be quite interesting, of course. This card here is called Now Ruse Elise, the Dragon of Beauty and Faith. Level 7 Wind Dragon effect monster, and it's supposed to just have a high level. It's going to be quite interesting because it says here it's going to synergize with the Curse of Dragon and the Pile Armed Dragon monsters that we actually talked about earlier, which I found to be lackluster, but hey, if this actually synergizes and makes them a lot better, then I'm all for it, because I was actually quite disappointed by those two particular cards we talked about earlier. But with that being said, it is definitely quite interesting. I do love the artwork. It looks very unique for sure, and it does kind of hint at a bit more of a Japanese mythological creature, which is definitely something that is really interesting in a card. And finally here we have another Doremichord card announced. Now yesterday we were actually going quite extensively talking about a lot of the new Doremichord cards, and you know, it seemed really nice. It was a waifu deck essentially, but it was also a pendulum deck based on music, which is definitely quite nice. I did say that it was technically like melodious, or it should have been melodious, but hey, I'm not going to complain at this point. I mean, the new artwork looks amazing, but we have right over here, just as I actually finished uploading the Doremichord ReaperCast episode, this particular news here just came out, and so I now have to kind of like go over it here. But essentially they're just revealing to us that there's another Doremichord card. It's called Doremichord Elegance, and it's supposed to be either a spell or trap card, so that's good. Another extra support would be nice. And it essentially says that it allows you to prepare things and then deploy, expand, or spam your Doremichords with a pendulum summon. Now, depending on how this effect actually runs out or goes about, it could potentially be quite an amazing card. So yeah, it is going to be quite crazy if this card happens to be written the right way in terms of the conditions to actually meet it, and also the way it's actually been played out and what it can actually do. But again, it's always exciting to see this, and I already think that Doremichord is going to be quite a fun deck anyway, so very exciting there. But this was essentially it for today's, I guess, new cards, or lots of different things that are being announced. So definitely let me know what you guys actually think about this. Hopefully this audio isn't too bad, but yeah, with that being said, do share this video, it really helps, and of course drop a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. However, in the meantime, I hope you guys have a very nice day. I'll see you all next time.